shaking, and I'm scared to say just how I feel. Gotta turn on that noise so I can make the right choice. I need to know, as if you won't listen, I might just have to go. I want to leave this all behind. Can we close this door for peace of mind? 'Cause I'm not the one to scream and shout, and you don't wanna talk this out. And I don't wanna lose me, so I need to choose me. Choose me. So I need to choose me. Choose me. I really need to tell you the truth. Your talk is cheap, but your words cut deep. Don't you understand that you're bringing me down till I'm stuck on the ground? I need to turn on the noise so I can make the right choice. I need to know, can this be different, or should I let this go? I want to leave this all behind. Can we close this door for peace of mind? 'Cause I'm not the one to scream and shout, and you don't wanna talk this out. And I don't wanna lose me, so I need to choose me. Choose me. So I need to choose me. Choose me. I really need to, and I don't wanna lose me, so I need to choose me. Wash your hands so clean tonight. You can meet me on the other side. We're impatient like young gods. Feel the shifts in the air with me, and the light is what you can't see. Keep on dreaming against all odds. We are the ones about to break the mold. The curtain call, now we'll start the show. We are the ones about to lose control. We are the daylight. We are the daylight. We are the daylight. We are the wake me up like a flower in spring. We're the sun when a new day begins, like a spark that fuels the flame. Feel the earth shaking under our feet. Oh, this night is just all we need, when there's no one else to blame. We are the ones about to break the mold. The curtain call, now we'll start the show. We are the ones about to lose control. We are the daylight. We are the daylight. We are the daylight. We are the
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Andy and this is my good mate Aidan, and we are back to pretend to know what we're talking about when it comes to football. Aidan, how's your week been, bud?
Mate, it's been alright.
Yeah.
It's been slow without the Premier League, but no, it's been good. Excited for the World Cup now, so
Yeah.
it's been good, mate. What about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely the same, mate. In full head loss mode. I've got my England shirt on. All the pessimism has gone. The World Cup's here. 1 o'clock tomorrow. England versus Iran. Yeah, let's fucking go. The beers won't be flying around, but we'll be there. We'll be there with the boys.
Yeah.
What else you been up to this week, mate? Anything going on with Twitch?
Literally, yeah, just been streaming most of the week. Been checked out the new Warzone, so I've been taking heads off on that. Bit of Football Manager, trying to do some TikToks, bit of editing. And then other than that, mate, just work really.
Yeah.
What about you? You had a bit of a big stream on Friday, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a big stream on Friday as a sort of way of showing some thanks to the people who've supported me on my Twitch channel. I did a little bit of a giveaway. We had some fun, some drinks, ate some chilies, and it got to a bit of carnage. But if you want to see any of us over on Twitch, down in the description of the video, we've got both of our link trees in there. So to our TikToks, our Twitches, come and check out what we do over there. We would appreciate it. It's not football related there. It's just games and gaming content. So yeah, absolutely.
Yourselves over there, guys.
That's it. So last week, there was something. As soon as the stream ended on Thursday, I said straight away to Aidan, I said there was one thing that we wanted to talk about that we totally missed. It's a story I think is actually quite important to talk about because it could have an impact on other things we spoke about too.
Yeah.
And that was Ivan Toney. Now, Ivan Toney was the subject of a lot of trends on Twitter or just all over really, generally, because he didn't get called up to the England squad. Following that, he went on to score both goals in a 2-1 win over Man City. But what was looming over him this whole time was allegations about a betting scandal that he was involved in. The details aren't fully clear, but I believe at last count it was 232 incidents of betting.
Ooh.
I don't know what the right word for it is, like betting allegations where he was involved in some way or another that his contract as a professional footballer does not allow him to do. So
yeah,
what impact do you think that's going to have on Ivan Toney going forwards? Do you think this is bad for him in terms of never playing again, or do you think it could be something lesser, like a fine?
I don't think it's going to be a fine. I think they're going to make an example of him. I think they have to. Like we looked at Kieran Trippier earlier. He had a 10-week ban.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
was that what he got? 10-week ban, and that was for one case. This is 232. So I don't think it's looking good for him. I think he might get quite a hefty ban, and I think it will. I know there's been a lot of talk about him going to potentially United in January or in the summer. I think with this, it could probably stop that move.
Yeah.
And if he gets a big ban, it'll be him out for the rest of the season. It'll be definitely him out of the England squad for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I don't think it's good for him. Hopefully it's not true. Hopefully it's not the case. But yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with him.
You'd like to think so in a position that Premier League players find themselves in. You know, they have all the money in the world. You can never understand really anyone's true motivation for these things. They can give a statement afterwards, but this doesn't necessarily reflect on what really happened and what the person's like. It seemed like Tony's on the precipice of the top end of his career. Like, he's in the Premier League, he's worked all the way up, he's nearly in the England squad, he's nearly got his move to a top 6 team, and this has all sort of come crashing down onto him. So it's a shame because Ivan Toney, you know, is a good player, but he does have a responsibility, you know, especially when gambling in sports has been such a contentious issue anyway, with betting sponsors and what the football team's responsibilities are.
Yeah.
You know, I personally sit on the fence a little bit with this because I think it's hypocritical of them to criticise what he does whilst allowing, Betway to be plastered all over West Ham's shirts and their stadiums. And I think, isn't it 11 or 12 of the Premier League team's main shirt sponsors are betting companies? So
Yeah, I think so.
it's very hard for the FA, although it's a legal thing. I think they need to deal with it legally, and taking a moral high ground over this is not the best position for the FA, I don't think.
No, I think you're right.
So, what else has been going on last week? My boy Garnacho went and bagged himself a 5-year contract. We won't dwell on that too much, but just got to put it out there that Garnacho. I don't want to get carried away, but Garnacho is going to be the Ballon d'Or winner in the next 5 years. So,
wow, big statement. 5 years, we're gonna come back to this video. 5 years, we're going to come back to this video, and when he's playing for Oxford United...
He wouldn't stoop down to a level that low, surely.
You'd like to think not. I mean, who would want to play for Oxford United, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Tom, UK? Anyway. The first thing that we're going to get on to, actually, is another thing that got first brought up to us last week in our comments. I believe it was Sean, friend of the channel, spoke to us about fake fans at the World Cup. I had seen something about this, but I thought I'll look into it a little bit more and just have a bit of a dive into it. And I ended up going down a bit of a crazy rabbit hole with things that have been said about this World Cup. So I'm just going to bring up, first of all, a TikTok page that I come across. And it was by the user Nid Diaz. You can see on the screen here his TikTok. He's got almost 250,000 followers. Over 5.5 million likes across all of his videos. And you can see a little snippet there of almost the same format of videos. And when you look through them, you've got this guy, who I can only assume is Nid, approaching the fans, saying, who do you think is going to win the World Cup? And you've got a bunch of gentlemen all, in Brazil shirts, and they'll go, Brazil! And then the next video will be what appears to be the same crowd of people with different shirts on, and it just looks like these fans are just doing the same video 10 times.
Yeah.
And this is where the allegation of fake fans has been brought up. Now, they have denied it. I think it was the president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino, if I'm saying his name right, who's had a very weird run up to the World Cup. He denied all of this. Here's what he had to say. So, taken from the Daily Mail, he's hit out with reports of fake football fans featured in videos in Qatar ahead of the World Cup. He said, can someone who looks Indian not cheer for England? So he's rubbished the claims, and then he labels anyone that says that Qatar's using paid actors. He deems them as racist. I don't really know what to say about this. I mean, it's very clear that from the outside looking in, these fans don't appear to be in the same boat as a normal football fan crowd. We see coverage leading up to the World Cup every 4 years, and the same with the Euros. You know how your team looks represented, and from what I've seen on social media, England fans, Germany fans, Spain fans, Netherlands fans, they're saying, what's going on here? Who are these people? What have you seen about it, Aidan? What do you make of this claim that they're fake fans at the World Cup?
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me with all the drama going on and the amount of people that don't really want to head out there. It wouldn't surprise me if they've done this to obviously fill out the stadiums and whatever else. I mean, we could be wrong. It could be false claims, but like you say, we know what our fans are like.
Mm-hmm.
English fans, normally when you see England fans, if he was running up to England fans, you can guarantee there's one bloke there, topless, beer all down and with a bulldog tattooed on his arm, chanting in like a Geordie accent. That's how I know it's not the England fans. But yeah, we could be wrong. But I don't know. I've seen a lot of talk that apparently they're paying these actors like I don't know if it's £10 a day or $10 American dollars, whatever the currency is over there. $10, and they're giving them 3 meals a day
and accommodation.
I've seen that, and accommodation. I've seen that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, and with the money they've spent on this World Cup as well, it's pretty bad going.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty bad going. So I can see why. What's his name? Giovanni? Is it Giovanni?
Infantino.
Yeah, that's the one. Giovanni Infantino. I can see why he's on the defensive at the minute, because he's probably panicking, thinking, right, we've spent this much on this World Cup, and before it's even started, it's gone to pot.
Yeah.
The fake fans have already been found out, and they're onto us. We are in deep, deep trouble. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
don't get me wrong. If you're paying for my accommodation and 3 meals a day, I'll go to Qatar. You pay me to go to Qatar. I'll support whoever the fuck you
Yeah.
want if you're putting me up.
yeah.
I think
I'd have been straight over there.
I think that's what it could be down to, you know. I mean, I think it's well established in the football scene that football is no longer deemed a working man's game. Like, let's be honest, your average Joe who's working a 9 to 5, he could well be, you know, he could have been saving up years to go and see a World Cup in his life. But the average Joe's not out in Qatar supporting this World Cup. So
No.
I think it's just a case of 2 and 2 being put together here. I could be completely wrong. What I would recommend is have a little bit of a look into it. By all means, check out this Nid Diaz on TikTok and just see what you make of. These are where most of the claims have been coming from what I've been able to make out. They've stemmed from his TikToks. Now, if you scroll through them TikToks, you will just see that it's nothing but putting out content for putting out content's sake. There's no pattern to it. There's no scent. It's just pure spam, bright subtitles popping up, bright colours, World Cup hashtag.
Yeah.
So it could just be a case of just absolutely dumping content out there and putting things like that. If there were fake fans, if they're very clearly obvious fake fans, that draws in comments, it draws in attention, and eventually you just fake it until you make it, right? That's the saying. So
Absolutely, yeah.
it could well be, but by all means, go and have a check out of that. Let us know what you think, either on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. We'll be posting some stuff up about it. So just drop us a comment, and would love to know what you think about the potential fake fans. Now, from Giovanni, I've forgotten his name already.
Infantino.
The person we thought was going to lead FIFA out of their corruption and their bad reputation, but who's just made himself look like an absolute penis this week, has come out with another absolutely wild thing. I don't want to call it a statement. I don't want to call it a quote. He's just, as you correctly said, Aidan, he's just on the back foot. He's on the defensive. He was in a press conference before the game. I'm going to load it up on the screen. And people was questioning Qatar's human rights record. And his response was very weird in what he said. He said, I think we Europeans have, for what we Europeans have been doing for the last 3 years, we should be apologising for the next 3 years. So no one brought up Europeans into the question. He brought that up. We was asking about Qatar.
Yeah.
Infantino then said, today I feel Qatari, I feel Arabic, I feel African, I feel gay. Today I feel disabled, and today I feel like a migrant worker. Now, it's just pure waffle. And not only is it pure waffle, that is the most disrespectful thing you can say when there's huge allegations of migrant workers being brought in from outside of Qatar, worked like absolute slaves to build your stadium in a hurry. And that is your response to a question asking about a human rights record?
Yeah.
I think it's just disgusting, and I don't know why he's put himself in that position of...
No.
I can't see what it is apart from just a cornered, wounded animal. Like, what was he think? What was he thinking? What do you think was going through his head during that press conference? Do you think surely he would have expected that question?
Panic. That's the only thing I can think of, mate, is panic. He didn't have the answers because he knew whatever he was going to spout was going to be absolute nonsense. And unfortunately for him, he spouted something worse than nonsense. And yeah, it just doesn't sit well. It looks bloody awful for FIFA. You can't come out and say that kind of crap. Like, just answer the question. Everyone knows anyway. Everyone knows about what's been going on. It's been in the news for bloody years since it's been announced about Qatar, since they started building the stadiums. Everyone knows what's been going on. Just answer the question and admit you've done wrong and go, yes, we have done wrong. We've messed up with this. We've messed up with that. And this is how we're going to try fix it. Obviously, there's some things that can't be fixed, like the lives we've lost by our own mistakes, but it's done. You need to fix it. You can't just sit and then all of a sudden make out you're one of the people who have been suffering or people who go through suffering. Like, piss off. Piss off. Get a grip, grow the fuck up, own your mistakes, and sort it out. There's no excuses. You can't sit and cower in a corner and come out with bollocks and expect people to go, oh, you know what? Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, no, he means that a lot. No, he fucking doesn't. He's sat on his fucking FIFA throne earning millions while people are sat there dying, fucking sweating their bollocks off in the heat to build a stadium made out of fucking containers for them to go, oh, yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, it's an accident. Anyway, next World Cup, fuck off. That's my opinion.
No,
Anyway,
I agree fully, mate. It's not right at all, and this is the thing that annoys me with FIFA is that they are just politicians in their own right. And if you ever watched any politician give a televised interview or press conference, you know all they do is weasel their way out of any questions that are difficult that are posed to them. And he's done no different here, mate. So you're right. It's not acceptable, but I certainly wouldn't expect an answer as bizarre as that. I mean,
no.
The PR twists coming out of this, especially when it comes to the gay community, like there was one of the Qatari representatives asked about it, and he wouldn't answer the question directly. He did, a good job of answering the question as to not offend anyone, but he didn't really address what the issue was. He said he was asked, "Oh, is it okay for a homosexual couple to be together in public?" And he said, anyone can be in public, no acts of intimacy in public. Oh, so you're saying it's okay for a gay couple to do so? Oh, we say there's no intimacy. So he wasn't answering, but at the same time, he didn't go out and blast a group of people publicly in a press conference. He maintained his image, and it's just such a strange situation. The rest of the quote, he says, "Oh, of course I'm not Qatari, I'm not an Arab, I'm not African, I'm not gay, but I feel like it because I know what it means to be discriminated, to be bullied. As a foreigner in a foreign country, as a child I was bullied because I had red hair and freckles. Plus I was Italian, so imagine." So,
oh my God.
It's just kind of gone from shit to fucking shit. I mean...
Oh, God.
And yet he's the one who's gone back before and said anyone who says we're using fake fans is a racist. But yet, because he got bullied in school, he thinks it's okay that hundreds of migrant workers have died building his stadiums.
He's literally comparing having freckles, right, to them poor people who've been slaved away in Qatar. That's what he's just done. He's compared that. Oh, I'm Italian with freckles and a tint of red in my hair. Oh, you poor thing. Honestly, you poor thing, mate.
Yeah.
Must be hard for you. Fuck yourself.
He can go cry in his Lamborghini, I'm sure.
Yeah, cry in your Lambo, mate. Into your pot of gold and your nice fucking marble, fucking fancy plated kitchen, whatever the hell you've got. You stupid twat.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you anymore. Another one that came out from this, there was a FIFA media chief. I can't remember his full title, so do forgive me. His name's Brian Swanson, and he actually came out as gay during one of the press conferences, right? Which I thought was a strange place to do it. I don't know whether this was all planned from the beginning, but he said that I'm a gay man here in Qatar and I feel safe. So based on all the other stuff that's been going on, I don't have any doubts about his sexuality, but is he just purely a puppet for what FIFA are trying to put out from their side? That's all I can think.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird time to come out and do it, but
if you're part of FIFA, you are going to feel safe there. It's not.
Yeah,
we're not. Like, I'm personally not sat here worried now going, oh, I hope all them really rich millionaire FIFA officials are safe in Qatar. No.
Yeah,
I'm worried
no.
about the everyman who's spent his life savings to go and watch his country play in a World Cup. Is he safe
Yeah.
on the streets? Whether he has a wife, a husband, a boyfriend, kids, or whoever. Whether you're from England, Germany, or any country. They're the people I'm worried about, not the people who are in their fucking high towers looking down on the World Cup.
Yeah. No, they're all going to be fine, aren't they? They're invincible.
Time is only going to tell whether it's safe for people to be in Qatar. And we're going to come to the end of it. After this, honestly, our next segment that we've got is talking about the first game of the World Cup. Qatar versus Ecuador. It was a dead game. The result we thought was going to happen was, apart from there was murmurings on Twitter that Qatari officials had tried to bribe Ecuador officials, but that's obviously not the case because otherwise they would have got the result they wanted.
Yeah.
And I just think let's just get the real games over and done with, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't much for that game today. The only interesting thing that happened was that literally disallowed goal. Other than that, Enner Valencia bagged 2 goals, which I believe makes him Ecuador's highest goal scorer in the World Cup in history. I'm not entirely sure.
Not a bad record at all.
That's right. No, it's a good record to have. It's a pretty decent record to have. But yeah, I think other than that, mate, I don't think there's really much else to talk about in that game.
No, I see there was a bit of the Qatar goalkeeper. Certainly, he wasn't the worst, but he was getting pretty bullied. He was getting clashed into. He didn't have.
I saw him take a clatter in.
He didn't have the greatest game anyway. But like I said, we couldn't name a single Qatar player before we knew about this World Cup anyway. So it's not like we expected them to do great things because they're the host, you know. So
yeah,
yeah. I don't know, mate. I'm tired. I'm tired of the World Cup, but come tomorrow morning, I'll wake up like a kid on Christmas Eve, waiting for the.
Absolutely.
wait
for the 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So let's move on then.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. One last thing. One last thing. Now, we spoke about our predictions last week. If you missed them, let me just put them back up on the screen. So we've not dived into team of the tournament yet, but we've just predicted who we think will win the World Cup and also win individual honours. Now, I said France. A big loss for France today was announced. Karim Benzema, Ballon d'Or current holder. So the best player in world football is now missing from France's team. Yeah. Do you think that has an impact on their chances of winning the World Cup at all?
Yeah. Yeah, especially with their missing... oh, dear God. Especially with they're also missing Nkunku, if that's how you say his name right.
Christopher Nkunku, yeah.
But that's 2 big losses for France. 2 massive, especially Benzema, like the form he's in. They're just going to have to purely rely on Mbappe to step up because they've got Griezmann. I think they've taken Griezmann with them. But I don't think he's got what it takes to carry him to a World Cup. He's not as good as he's been made out to be, I don't think. And they're going to miss that quality in front of goal, that lightning pace from Nkunku. I think it's just 2 big losses. So I think it is going to take a big hit on them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still think they're going to be up there. But without them, I think they haven't got the final product to possibly lift the trophy.
I know what you mean. And at my last check-in, when I had a look, Didier Deschamps, the France manager, hadn't named a replacement yet, but I can only assume that he will in time. Now, I don't hold any biases, but it should be Anthony Martial without a doubt. That should go instead.
Okay.
For obvious reasons, you know, he's the best French striker in the Prem, and we'll just see what happens. But I think you're absolutely right. I think my prediction of France to win is very much in the mud now because I think the bookmakers have got Brazil as favourites, Argentina, and then joint third is France and England.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see. But when you need that last bit of, like, even if Benzema, as we discussed, isn't starting the game, you know, having Benzema to come off the bench, and Nkunku has been winning Player of the Month last year after Player of the Month. He was in the Team of the Season for the Bundesliga. I think he was Bundesliga's best player last season, if I remember rightly. But yeah, 2 massive, massive losses, and I mean, you've already got a lot of injuries from the France squad already. So
Yeah. Well, you think Mbappe, if in a game he takes a knock and he has to come off,
yeah,
who the hell do you replace him with? No Nkunku, no Benzema. You know what I mean? Like, who do you replace him with up front? Griezmann. Yeah, Griezmann had his day where he was all right, but he's never, I think, stepped up to the mark. He couldn't do it against Portugal in the Euros, so
yeah.
I think it is going to be a bit concerning for French fans.
Absolutely, mate. I'll pull them predictions back up. What I'll try to make sure that I've got done at some point is to get them out on Twitter, because we do want to hear what your predictions were.
Yes.
Also, Golden Ball, Kylian Mbappe, it could well happen. But I have to say that I can't see France winning. I'm hoping it doesn't happen because I really do want to beat you in this prediction. But I can honestly see Brazil. If I wasn't going to choose France, I was going to choose Brazil. But I have a thing. I have a thing in my head that there's going to be some back-to-backs. So Courtois is going to win back-to-back Golden Gloves, and France are going to win back-to-back cups. But we'll see.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and
it is going to be interesting.
Okay, and final section of today is a young lad that some of you may or may not have heard of. His name's Christian something, I don't know. Striker number 7. Striker number 7 summit for Man United. He used to be a part of the squad ages ago, but I thought, yeah, someone said, do you want to watch a documentary about 2 snakes? And I was about to put on David Attenborough, but then I realised that they was talking about Cristiano Ronaldo and Piers Morgan sitting down together and stroking the hell out of each other's egos for an hour and a half. Aiden.
Oh, God.
Before my head rolls off of my shoulders, tell me what your thoughts about this interview was, because I watched it. I waited for the full thing to be out. I didn't watch part 1 and then part 2, and I'm glad I didn't, because if I'd have watched part 1 on its own, I wouldn't have gone back to watch part 2, but I stuck it out because I thought I will be fair enough to listen to the whole thing and then make an assessment. Okay, tell me what your thoughts were.
So, me personally, obviously, I'm not a United fan, so I'm not biased in any sense, in any way, shape, or form. I have no issues with United as a club. But for me personally, I've probably looked at it from a different perspective as United fans have. When you look at the history of Zlatan and Pogba and Ralph Rangnick, Mourinho, all the people who've come out and slated the club, they've just had a little comment, but Ronaldo's obviously gone, you know what, I'm done with this. I don't feel respected. I've done a lot for the club, which, yes, he has done a lot for the club. But I saw the main thing that got me was when he was talking about his family. He returned late to pre-season this season, I believe.
Yeah.
And they came out and was saying, well, that's because he wants to leave. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to play Champions League football. And Ronaldo's come out and gone, that wasn't the case. My daughter was severely ill. She was in hospital. So, yes, I didn't come back because I chose my family over football. Is that football? I love football, but family will always come first, kind of thing. And that I can understand. And I get, right, fair enough. The media, because English media are little fuckers. They are.
Mm-hmm.
They twist everything. So obviously I can see why Ronaldo's starting to not like. He's losing his patience, I think, with it, and you can see that in the interview. and then there was a pre-season game where he left. He just left, but only he got called out. But Ronaldo said there was 8 other players. So why are they not being called out? Which I don't think's on. You can't just put everything on Ronaldo. Just because Ronaldo's done it doesn't mean he's the only one that should be targeted. I think everyone should be mentioned. But I don't think they're doing that. I think it's just purely on Ronaldo because of all the drama that's going on with him at the minute.
Yeah.
And then obviously Tottenham, he didn't want to come on for 3 minutes. And he apologised as well after. He said, I apologised, I felt bad, but it's who I am. Look at everything I've done. I'm like one of the greatest players there is. And you want to bring me on for 3 minutes against Tottenham? No, I'm not that kind of player. I'm the player you bring on to make a difference. Don't give me 3 minutes.
But do you?
So yeah, I did walk out and leave.
But I don't think that's right though. That's not fair. You're part of a team. Yes, you're Cristiano Ronaldo, but you're part of a team. It doesn't matter. Yeah. He knows as well as anyone. He's got the most Instagram followers. He knows that no matter what happens in that game, he's going to be the person in the headlines. He's not stupid. He plays stupid when he wants to. He says things like, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that. You should feel sorry for me because of this." But no, you're part of the team. Yes, everyone else would have got the blame for it as well. But let's be honest, what headline's getting clicked more? Ronaldo storms out of stadium or Anthony Elanga leaves stadium early? Yeah, everyone's going to look at that and go, Anthony, who the fuck is Anthony Elanga? Like,
no, I get that, but that doesn't then make it right. Ronaldo shouldn't have to sit and go, well, just because I'm Cristiano Ronaldo, I shouldn't have to deal with this bullshit. But just because I've done it and everyone else has done it, but because it's my name who's part of it, it shouldn't just be all on me.
But that's the way he acts, though. Like, he should know better. I'm sorry, but I think the fact that he did this with Piers Morgan rubbed me up the wrong way as well. Like, Ronaldo isn't stupid. He's not a stupid guy. I think one of the quotes said something like, Piers Morgan said it as well, like, that the English press is garbage. And Ronaldo said, yeah, I know the English media is garbage. So, like, yes, mate, the English media is garbage. You're talking to one of the biggest pieces of shit in journalism, in Piers Morgan, who fucking hacked the phones of dead people for his fucking newspaper. So the fact that you've gone to him to do this interview is not fucking okay. Everyone has struggles in their personal lives, mate. I don't think you can't bring that angle in. Paul Scholes has recently come out in an interview and spoke about all of the struggles he went through when he was at Man United. He got supported by the club. He didn't come out and snake them when he wasn't getting played. He was told by Alex Ferguson exactly as it was. And now that we've got a manager in Erik ten Hag that's doing all of the right things for us, he goes and snakes him within 6 months. Yeah. Like, what the fuck does he expect?
But then you say you've got a manager in Ten Hag who's doing all the right things. You had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, mate, who was doing absolute wonders for you guys. And
But he wasn't, though.
Well, compared to everyone else you had recently.
I mean, I was never in the Ole out brigade at all, because Ole in the same position as Ronaldo is a fucking legend of this club. Ask any fan. Yeah. Ask any fan about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? He wasn't the right manager because with Ole, it was just vibes. And I think the second that we got was purely being the best out of the worst bunch. Like, there was no one clear enough to challenge. I think we came second, still being like 15 points behind anyway.
Yeah.
But Solskjaer, the thing that Solskjaer did that no one liked was he wouldn't drop players that he liked. Like Harry Maguire should have been dropped a long time ago. But because he was the captain, he never did. He's still the captain, but he's not playing. He's dropped because Ten Hag knows what's best for the team. Like, I can't say anything about Erik ten Hag being the best manager we've ever had, and I'm certainly not getting carried away, but he's making all the right noises.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing the right things, but I don't think he's quite. I don't know. You've had some good results under Ten Hag, which you can't argue, but then you've also had some pretty fucking poor ones.
Yeah.
And like, you look at the game against Man City, what was it, 6-2, 6-3? 6-3, wasn't it? You're losing, however, I don't know how the scoreline went. I don't know if it was like 4-1 at one point or anything. But at that point,
it was 6-1 at one point.
It was 6-1. See, at that point, I'd be going, Ronaldo, get off your fucking bench, warm up, mate. We need you on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I cannot understand why you've got such a prolific goal scorer. Like, look at him last season. I think in the interview he said he scored 32 goals last season overall, including club, league, and international level.
Wasn't that many?
At 37 years old. At 37 years old, mate. I mean, come on. And last season in the United side, that let's be honest, the players aren't United's level, are they? They weren't. You've made some good quality improvements, and for Ronaldo to still bag that many goals, and then a couple of months later, a new manager comes in, and all of a sudden, nah, you're not good enough. Are you fucking joking me?
I'll be honest.
Ronaldo, physically, is one of the fittest players there is. He could run for miles. He might not have the pace, but he's got if you tell him to press, if Ten Hag says, we need you to press, he'll fucking press because he can run. He can run and run and run and run. He can hit a ball still, he can score, he can do the tricks, he can pass. He's just not as quick as he used to be, and all of a sudden everyone's going, nah, he's not got it anymore. What, because he's not rapid? No, mate. Technically, he's still one of the best footballers that is still playing. And I think, personally, he should be playing.
No.
Especially in big games. Big games like that. Look at the big games he's played in his life, where he stepped up, Euro final, got injured. Yes, he got injured, he didn't play, and he wasn't part of the goal. But you look at the clips of him on the sideline, his mentality, mate, is elite. Elite mentality. And I think he would push United for that place, because who have you got as a striker at the minute? Anthony Martial. Rashford plays out on the left, you got Anthony on the right. United's other striker, who have you got? that will guarantee to score goals.
I know, but Ronaldo doesn't guarantee us to score goals, though. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't guarantee us goals. You have a look at his 3 games in a row that he's played, where he had 16, 17 clear-cut chances, and he didn't score. Like, I understand it. Ronaldo doesn't see any detriment to the team. Like, if he's not in it, he thinks if he's not in it, then it's not worth being a part of. And that's fine. If he wants to have his ego, then that's absolutely fine. But I think you being a bit stuck in the past by saying Ronaldo is still the greatest player, because he is still the greatest player. His records and trophies and everything still speak for themselves. But it doesn't negate the fact that he's lost that yard of pace, that the person that you're going to want having that run in behind at the minute for Manchester United is undoubtedly Marcus Rashford. Ronaldo can impact our team and our games, but when he's not playing, this is what we cry out for, right? I go back to Harry Maguire. When he's having a shit run of games, you don't just play him. And it's the same whether your name's Harry Maguire or whether it's Cristiano Ronaldo. If you have a shit run of games, you don't play.
Yeah, no, okay, but...
And every time he has to be left out for one game, he flies off. He makes it a Ronaldo show.
But what's changed from last season to this season is the manager. And look at the drama between him and the manager. They don't have a good relationship. They've got an awful relationship. Ronaldo's, like, playing-wise, his confidence has been knocked to shit because he's just not getting played. So he's sat there going... Pfft. So when he plays, he's probably playing a bit half-arsed at the minute because he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there. And he's thinking, like he's come out and said, Ten Hag doesn't want me there. The board doesn't want me there. So what am I doing here? Like, what's going on?
He didn't have a nice thing to say about Ten Hag. He didn't have a nice thing to say about Rangnick, who... I'm not even going to talk about Rangnick, because I agree. Rangnick should never have been at the club.
No, I agree with that fully. I don't know. I don't even know how he got the job. I don't understand that.
But what you're looking at is you're comparing Ronaldo's stats last season to this season, right? You can compare Ronaldo's stats from last season to this season all you like. The most important stat to me is Man United's points per game record, and that has gone up. So that's all that matters to me. If that means dropping Ronaldo, I'm all for it. If it means dropping any of our players, if it means that Manchester United are winning more games, drop whoever you like.
Yeah, but then look at Messi last season. Messi had a fucking awful season last season.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, look at him now. Again, back to absolute smashing goals in. And it's just, I just think it's the same with Ronaldo. You don't lose it. There's something going on that's causing this. Players like Ronaldo, Messi, they don't lose it.
So if we're winning
don't-
games,
obviously-
why should we put him in?
But are you winning every game?
We're not losing at the moment.
Mm,
This is what I'm saying to you. You don't change a winning team. And Ronaldo, he doesn't think about, you know, the times when he was playing and other people had to sit on the bench and watch him. He doesn't. And what he's really pissed me off as well is about how he came across that he had this loving relationship with the youngsters and that he was passing down his knowledge to them when they're trying to progress. He's sat on the bench taking all the attention away from them. Like taking the attention away from Garnacho scoring the winning goal and taking the attention away from the other players that are coming on when he has to sit on the bench and throw his fucking shirt around like a little baby.
it's just Garnacho. This thing with Garnacho's round, isn't it? He's fucking took Garnacho's moment.
Well, he takes everyone's moment, and that's what it means, and that's what it is. No one's bigger than Manchester United, not a single player. David Beckham found that out in a certain sense. Roy Keane found it out. Ruud van Nistelrooy found it out. You're not bigger than this club. Look at Mikel Arteta.
No.
Look what he did with Aubameyang. Aubameyang made it out like he was the main man and the number one. Mikel Arteta fucked him off down the road, and look where they are.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
What was everyone saying at the time when Aubameyang went? They're selling their only striker. They're getting rid of their only striker.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing? Good luck.
Yeah.
It's ironic that he and Piers Morgan sat there giggling like little schoolgirls about, oh, is Rooney just jealous because of how he looks now? No, fucking grow up. You're a pair of grown adults talking about a professional interview, adding all these dramatic effects to make it look like you really give a fuck about Ronaldo, when actually, no. All Piers Morgan has done for the last, I don't even know, years and years. If you look at Piers Morgan's Twitter, his pinned tweet for the last so many years has just been Ronaldo saying, oh, you've got good abs too, Piers. Like, honestly, I don't know how they were sitting so far apart in this interview, but yet Piers Morgan's head was so far at Ronaldo's arse. It's like an oxymoron, but they somehow made it happen.
Oh.
He said as well, Piers Morgan asked him, he said, Eric Ten Hag is always trashing you in press conferences and interviews. How do you feel about that? Have you ever listened, Piers Morgan, to a fucking Eric Ten Hag press conference? No, you haven't. Ten Hag will sit down and have a press conference. Oh, you've got a game upcoming to Everton. What are the first 20 questions about? Who's asking the questions? The media. Eric Ten Hag isn't mentioning Ronaldo. He's getting asked question after question after question about Ronaldo. What do you expect him to do if he didn't mention Ronaldo? Do you know what I mean? So it's just a very snaky, twisted word interview that I just did not like at all. He's very clever, Piers Morgan, the way he's gone about doing this. He's timed it absolutely right because he's drawing in names that bring attention. You know, Andrew Tate, Kanye West, Cristiano Ronaldo. So I just think Ronaldo knew he was leaving. Piers knew he was leaving. This has been on the cards for fucking ages. He knew exactly when to drop it. I think they've just come out to try and make it dramatic, to make you feel sorry for Ronaldo. And then at the end of it, they come out and Ronaldo says, but I think the fans will always be on my side. Just in case we weren't sure about how out of touch Ronaldo was with how he's perceived by the fans. You will always be on... I know the fans will always be on my side. Well, not me, Ronaldo, because you're a fucking snake. That's it. That's all I've got to say on it. I am not talking about Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United in the same fucking sentence on this channel ever again.
After today's episode, that is it.
Why would he do it? Just why would he do it?
I don't know, man. I think he's just had enough. I think he's had enough. He wants out of the club, and I think this was his way of getting it done.
But people...
And I think he just wanted to open up about everything, blurt it all out, and...
But
I think maybe it's a way of forcing himself out of the club. I think he knew what was going to be the consequences. I think he knew that. He knew what was going to happen. He knew it wasn't just going to be all sunshine and rainbows after. I think he thought, well, if I'm done anyway, I'm not happy here. I want to leave. So if I do this, so be it. It's
Yeah.
going to force me out of it. They're gonna get rid of me. Then I can leave because they wouldn't let me leave in the summer. They refused to let me leave in the summer, and now they're holding on to me, just rotting away. Let me go. They're paying him fucking stupid money. Like, why?
It all started off, he got a pay cut because there was a clause in his contract that reduces wages from just under 500 grand a week to 375 grand a week because we didn't qualify for the Champions League. And the ball all started rolling from there. And I just think this is one desperate attempt to try and get people on his side. He knows it draws attention. I just think it's a very disingenuous way to say goodbye to the club. Like, no one really we don't truly understand how a football club is run.
No.
You know, and I think he's just tried to find a way to get the fans on board. One of the other things, I think this was very early in the interview as well, he tried, I don't know whether I'm just overthinking this, but it seemed like he tried to get the people on side because they was all happy talking, stroking each other's egos, going, oh, why did you choose me, Ronaldo? Oh, because you're the best peers. You know, all this happy shit. And then he started calling out the Glazers, right? Because, right, it's an easy win, isn't it? If I call out the Glazers, it's an easy win, so they'll be on my side. Well, no, mate. We've known this stuff about the Glazers for fucking years. If you're in the Man United fan space, you know that they've not invested in the club, in their training facilities and their technologies, as you call it. We've been calling it out for fucking ages, since before the pandemic. Like, you don't have to call out the Glazers to us, Ronaldo. In fact, you've accepted their money, and you've cried when you got a pay cut. So don't try and get on side with us that way, mate. And he also, in that interview, reiterated why he thought it was all about him. He saw that we were second place the year before he joined, and said, "Yeah, I thought me and the likes of me and Varane could come and win stuff." Well, no, mate. You know it's not that easy, and now you've been found out. You're snaking the club by doing this interview. I think it's so disingenuous of him to do. I think, and I hope he gets his move. I wouldn't. He is, yeah. At the end of the day, he is Ronaldo, right? But I'm sorry, but it quite frankly doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. I'm a Manchester United fan. I know you've got these fucking weirdos on Twitter that support players instead of teams. So they change their fucking colours like a chameleon. But for me, it's Manchester United first and always will be. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you've done for the club. And in fact, you've gone one step further by slagging off Rooney, who holds pretty much all of our all-time records for the club. So you're not winning any Manchester United fans with that, Ronaldo. This stupid PR spin bullshit. He's going to have his supporters because people just blindly support people no matter what. And luckily these people haven't found our Twitter page yet.
They will.
They will, yeah. Oh, my goat. Always my goat. But
they'll find us.
Right, I haven't got the energy to talk about Ronaldo anymore. Ever again. Or Piers Morgan, for that matter.
Yeah.
But how do I get back this an hour and a half of my life that I spent watching the interview? What could you have done in that hour and a half time that would have been better spent?
In the hour and a half?
You could have watched 6.5 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
You could have got
or
3 Warzone wins.
I was going to say, could have played a good couple of games of Warzone.
Exactly. Doing a Rocket League tournament. Any of them things you like, But there I go. There's me wasting my time watching that interview. So, good luck. Whoever takes him on next. Chelsea, I think it's going to be.
Oh, do you reckon it's going to be a Prem side?
It's got to be Chelsea, mate. It's everything, when you do that thing where you just add together 2 and 2 in your head and you get the wrong answer. Everything Twitter-wise and journalism-wise suggests that he's going to go there, but I don't think that's the right decision for Chelsea either. In fact, I feel sorry for them because they're going to have to now deal with his petulant little attitude. It's just the owner fucking loves him. He's an American businessman who probably knows jack shit about football. That's going to say, "Oh yeah, we get Ronaldo, we win the lot." It's like, well, no, you've not even staked your claim for a top 4 spot yet, mate. So,
what if he goes to Chelsea? Say he goes to Chelsea in January, and he scores about 20 goals, and Chelsea get top 4. United miss out.
I don't even want to comment on. I don't. Obviously, it's an obvious question, isn't it? And it's an obvious answer. It'll be headlines for weeks, but it's not. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'll sit here on my stream, half naked, and cover my entire body in whipped cream, if that happens. But it won't.
Okay. Imagine the scenes.
We can delete that from the. If that happens, we can delete that of the video, right?
Nope.
Yeah,
that is staying.
That didn't happen. Scratch the last 5 minutes. Staying. It won't happen, my mate. It won't happen. I don't think he will go to Chelsea, but I'm just saying all the rumours that I'm leading to, like all the top journalists that you rely on, are saying that there's a lot of noise with Chelsea. So it could be.
Well, it might be because if they're getting rid of Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Talks for him going in January.
The Aubameyang's a strange one as well because he's getting on. Like, I'm surprised he even went back to Chelsea, but we'll see. We'll see what's next for Ronaldo. I'm really excited for him, and I hope he does well. Did I read that right? Fuck's sake, fucking Ronaldo, get out of here. Right, coming up next, we're gonna have a stream again on Thursday, I believe.
Yeah.
We might also look at putting out a video after the England game. If we can, it might not be a stream, it might just be a quick 5-10 minute video just to have a look at the England game and how it went on. What we have been exploring the idea of as well is doing watch-alongs. Now, I'm, for one, don't know how I feel about watching an England game and not being so immersed in what's going on. So we'll have a look, but keep an eye out. It's purely just going to be World Cup content because it's the World Cup. I know that sounds obvious, but we'll have a look when the group stages are over at our team of the tournament. We'll have a look at if we've seen any good goals, any particularly noteworthy games, and just any drama that's surrounding the World Cup. We'll have it covered on the channel.
Yeah, man.
So, guys, if you've come out to watch and you're still watching live, thank you very much for being here. Do check out all of our other social medias. Everything's in the description below. Our TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Get involved in the discussions over there. Meet the Pundits. That's myself and Aidan. We've got both of our links down in our link trees below if you want to come check out our gaming content over on Twitch. And yeah, until the next time on Thursday, Aidan, give us some wise last words, my friend.
Wise words?
Yeah, wise words like don't sit down and have an interview with Piers Morgan, you snake, or don't select Aston Villa on Football Manager because...
Oh, here we go. Go on.
No,
go on, say it.
No, I won't say it.
Go on, say it.
I won't say it.
No, say it.
No, I like you, Aidan.
I want you to say it.
Because it's the only way Aston Villa will win a trophy ever, what?
You wanker.
Are you going to try and get Dorking Wanderers to the Champions League, my mate?
Oh, no, I'm not that good of a manager. Like, I'm probably like a bit better than Ten Hag and a little bit worse than Unai Emery. So I'm about like an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Right. We're having a call after this stream ends, my friend.
But no, guys,
you just had Steven Gerrard as your manager, so you're not the one to laugh, boy.
I fucking hate that slippy little bastard.
Yeah,
guys, thank you for coming in. Appreciate checking in and checking the video out. Yeah, like Andy said, check out all our links in the description. We're on TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're everywhere, so make sure you click them links, guys. Give us a follow, like, subscribe, all that malarkey. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, we're everywhere, so lock your doors. I think the wise words we can part on today then, on the subject of slipping, if you're 5 points clear at the top of the league with 3 games to go, this does not slip now. Isn't that right, Steven Gerrard?
Yeah, of course.
See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.